Hello, I'm Noah Gershon. I'm here with David Banfield, president of the Interface Financial Group. We've been talking about the Interface Financial Group's innovative invoice discounting program. So, David, can you tell us a little bit how that works?
The Interface Group has been in existence now since late 1972, and the essence of what we do is to provide short-term working capital primarily for small businesses. These would be businesses that are perhaps 3, 6, 9 months in existence, finding it quite difficult to get conventional financing. And now through our franchise program, they're able to get the capital they need to move them to the next plateau. And so for some about 20 years, this was a service that we provided from the corporate side, and then we moved into the franchising area in order to expand our horizons, give other people an opportunity to enjoy some of the benefits that we had over the years, and of course to reach out to a much greater audience. And now we're looking at a franchise base that embraces 4 countries, well over 100 franchises in the United States alone, and that number is growing on a regular basis.
So what you're talking about is not factoring. Can you explain the difference between factoring and the invoice discounting program that we offer?
Certainly, invoice discounting is part of the factoring financial service family and is often confused with factoring. There are some similarities, but the service that we have crafted and the one that we deliver now is very specific. There is no contract involved. Therefore, our client companies, the people that use our service, are free to come and go as they please. It's what we call a use-it-as-you-need-it service. Secondly, we will look at our transaction based on a buy-sell principle. There's no loan involved, therefore there's no money to repay after a certain period of time. Because there is no loan, it's considered to be off-balance sheet financing, which is very attractive to smaller companies. The essence, again, is that we buy a specific receivable. This is an obligation that is due from the customer maybe in 30, 40, 50 days' time, and the client company would, rather than wait that period, like to have the cash today. If they had the cash today, they could do something with that cash that would enable their business to grow. Right. And we say, you can get that cash today, bring us the invoice, and that's the transaction.
Great. Since we are talking about cash and purchasing receivables, what's the typical cash capital requirement for a franchisee?
Franchisees have the option of sort of slotting into our process at any level. We're one of the very few franchises where, as a franchisor, we do not dictate to the franchisee how much capital they must have. Part of the reason being that this is a home-based financial service franchise. Therefore, many of the sort of traditional things that you would find in a franchise are not inherent in what we have. There are no staff, no premises, no fancy equipment, and so on. Therefore, a franchisee can literally start with $50,000, $60,000 of working capital and grow that as their knowledge and their comfort grows in their business.
Great. And what kind of services and support are available to the franchisee once he comes on board?
In any franchise, in any business, it's absolutely crucial to know what you're doing. That's the sort of the backbone of making the business work. And so we have taken a lot of time and a lot of effort into crafting a training program that sort of takes a novice from the novice level to being quite expert in the invoice discounting area. We have a very strong training program both in the field. We go out and work with franchisees in order to get their business started. We have an in-house portion of training where we have a sort of a classroom approach to training to get people moving very quickly. And then as they are moving through that process, we have sort of ancillary services that we bring in. We provide them with backup in terms of marketing right at the outset. We provide them with, should we call it, hand-holding through a coaching program. So it's not just a case of training an individual and saying, okay, you're fully trained, you're an Interface franchisee, go out and do whatever. Right. We're there with them, and we continue to support their efforts as they go. And then as they grow, they will probably need other services that we can bring into the area for them. For many franchisees, they become extremely successful, as is normal, and they exhaust the capital base that they have devoted to their Interface franchise. Well, the good news is that they don't have to stop their business at that point. Through our sister company, IFG Network, we have capital availability and syndication operations. We can do large transactions that perhaps a franchisee could not do on their own, and so they can expand their horizon very, very quickly with the resources that we bring to the table.
That's fantastic. Is there a typical profile of an Interface franchisee?
I really wish there was, and then we could perhaps go out and recruit that individual. But the reality is that our franchisees come from 10, 15, 20, 30 different backgrounds. The one sort of common trait that runs through our franchisee list, as it were, is that these are all mature individuals with a good, strong, solid business background.
Right.
As we say, they've been there and done that. They may have been in engineering, they may have been in sales and marketing, they may have been in production. It really doesn't matter, providing they've got that solid business background, they sort of know how things work. Right. We, through the training program, are then in a position to build on that and turn them into a first-class franchisee.
Fantastic. What would the first step be as far as becoming a franchisee?
Well, there are a number of ways that a person can find out more about us. Obviously, by virtue of the fact that you're now watching this video, you've taken the first step, and more information can be found on our website, which is www.interfacefinancial.com, and that will lead you through a process, how to contact us and how to sort of put the wheels in motion. And then if it's a process that you want to follow, and it's a franchise that you are interested in, it's a very short, should we say, gestation period from the time you decide you'd like to go ahead to the time that you can actually be operating as a franchisee. We're talking here 30 to 40 days to work through your due diligence and come on board and start your training.
Sounds great. There's no buildings, there's no huge cash outlay. You can get started pretty quick.
Absolutely. We don't have to go find premises. We don't have to train a manager. We don't have to hire staff. Very simple, very quick. And if you're an individual that enjoys the freedom of owning your own business, if you enjoy working in a professional environment, in what we might term a white-collar franchise, and you like to have some fun and make some money, then the Interface Financial Group might just be the franchise for you.
Thanks, David. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure. Thank you.